Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Ben. How are you guys doing today? What I have for you today in this video is my recap of Apple's event today. I haven't watched the event yet. I have read some articles about it, so just bear with me, and I will watch the event right after this to see like what Apple really discussed and just basically just find out more details about the announcements they made. Now let's first talk about a couple things here. So for the Apple Watch, earlier this year they did announce Watch OS 2, and that'll be available on September 16th. So for those of you guys that have the Apple Watch, that's when you'll be able to get your new update. And excuse me, you see me looking here, I have my notes right here all and ready, so just keep that in mind in case you see me turning my head. And they announced a new finish. It's the Hermes Apple Watch, and you get 3 band choices for it, and it'll be launching in October. Now, let's start off with one of the things that they announced was the iPad Pro. So this is basically a bigger version of the iPads we have right now. We have the iPad Mini, we got the iPad Air, and now we got the iPad Pro. It features a 12.9-inch screen with a resolution of 2732 by 2048 with a total of 5.6 million pixels, and it's going to come with iOS 9 with the new multitasking features, and it will feature an A9X processor chip that's 1.8 times faster than the AX chip. It's a 64-bit chip, and it's claimed to be a desktop class performance. We'll have to see about that. And it features the same 10-hour battery life like all the other iPads, and it contains 4 speakers for better audio quality. Very nice. It is 6.9 millimeters thin and weighs only 1.57 pounds. And as far as 4G LTE speeds is concerned, it'll go up to 150 megabits per second, and it features Touch ID, 802.11ac with MIMO Wi-Fi, and it'll feature an 8 megapixel iSight camera, and it's actually going to offer a stylus, which Apple is calling the Apple Pencil, but that's actually an extra accessory that you have to spend money on, which will cost you $99 for a stylus. Yes. And basically the stylus, it gives you the ability to tell like how hard or how soft you're actually touching it, and then certain messages will pop up, or certain reactions is going to pop up. When I see the event, I am going to look into that a little bit more just to see how it works. And it's supposed to work simultaneously with your finger. Now, as far as color options is concerned and pricing, space gray, gold, and silver. Alright, what's the pricing? What does it start at? $799 for the Wi-Fi 32GB model, and there's a 128GB version for $949. And for the cellular version, it looks like it starts at $1,079. I'm assuming that's for the 32GB Wi-Fi and cellular, and then the other prices I don't know, or that could be the maximum price. Wherever I read it, didn't say it specifically. And there's also another accessory for the iPad Pro, which is the keyboard kickstand, which can run up to $169. And all this will be launching in November. Alright, so that's the iPad Pro right there. Now let's talk about the Apple TV. So they basically made some improvements to it. I believe they made a design change just by looking at the pictures I've seen online. The Apple TV's gotten thicker, but I'll have to watch the event to find out. But it's basically going to feature a new TV OS software. So the operating system, from what it seems like, is completely different from what we're used to before. And it has Siri in it, which is basically giving voice controls, or you can use the new remote that they made, which will act as both a remote and a gaming controller for those of you guys that want to play your games on your Apple TV. And it's going to come with Apple's custom screensavers, and it's going to come with a brand new menu. Alright? And it features a 64-bit A8 chip with HDMI out, Ethernet, and Bluetooth 4.0. Alright? And what's interesting is they're actually going to sell this in certain configurations here. We have 32GB for $149 and 64GB for $199, and this will be launching in October. And tvOS beta for developers will actually be out today. Alright? And of course, I saw something on my screen here. The iPad Mini 4, it looks like they haven't talked too much about it, or maybe they didn't mention too much. I mean, all I've got was it's basically the same specs as the iPad Air 2 for just $399. And they're still going to sell the iPad Mini 2 for $269. So that's basically the iPad Mini 4, basically taking the specs from a current version iPad out there, or that has been released already, and just putting it in a smaller package at a much cheaper price. Alright, so let's get to the part that I believe that most people are excited about, and that most people are willing to rage about over Android. Let's just get this out of the way. So Apple announced the iPhone 6s, which is basically the faster version of the iPhone 6 with an S on it, which stands for speed. Came from the 3GS, 4S, 5S, so that's basically how they're going to make their phones from now on. Normal, then S. Alright, the iPhone 6s. It actually comes with 4 different color choices. Silver, gold, space gray, and a new one called rose gold, which is actually the pink version of the gold color. Alright? And it's made out of a series of 7,000 aluminum. So it's apparently a better aluminum construction on the phones. And it still features the 4.7-inch screen with a new 3D touch feature, which is similar to Force Touch, if you guys remember from the Macs with their new trackpads. It has a new dimension called the next generation of multi-touch, which is actually integrated in the backlight of the display. Not 100% sure what they mean by this, so I have to watch the event again to find out what they're really talking about here. This features the A9 chip with 90% faster graphics. CPU performance is 70% faster, and it has a new M9 processor in there with a second generation Touch ID. It features a 12 megapixel iSight camera, and it can record in 4K video. It features a 5 megapixel FaceTime HD camera with True Tone Retina flash, so it basically uses the Retina display of your iPhone as the flash, kind of like the LED flash. And it has a new feature called Live Photos, and it's got 23 bands LTE support with Wi-Fi up to 866 megabits per second, and you can pre-order these on September 12th and they'll be shipping on September 25th. And as far as price is concerned, a 2-year contract at $199 for 16 gigabytes, and that's basically what it's starting at. Now let's talk about the iPhone 6s Plus. So in terms of like the specs between the two devices, they're pretty much similar. I mean, maybe with some slight differences here, but let me go through these right here. So again, rose gold, space gray, gold, and silver. It has a new Ion X display with the 3D touch control. A9 64-bit chip, faster LTE, second generation Touch ID, 12 megapixel camera, the iSight camera records in 4K video, a front-facing camera with 5 megapixels, and uses the Retina display as flash, or the True Tone Retina flash. Alright, and it starts at $299 for a 2-year contract, 16 gigabyte. Then 64 gigabytes, $399, and 128 gigabytes, $499. And if you were to do monthly install payments on this phone, it'll be $31 per month. And actually, Apple will still be selling the iPhone 6 and the 6 Plus, and they're actually going to keep the 16 gigabyte models for those, or I believe it was the 6. I'm not 100% sure. But they actually have an unlocked iPhone upgrade program, which starts at $32 a month, and you're able to choose your own carrier that way. Alright, so now that we got the 2 new iPhones out of the way, let me go over some more stuff that they mentioned here. So OS X El Capitan has a release date, which will be launching on September 30th for free. Now, as far as iOS 9 is concerned, it'll be launching on September 16th. And Apple apparently has made an app or something, but it's not out yet, which basically transfers Android users to iPhones because they've seen the growth of Android users switching to iPhones, and they want to make it easier for those Android customers to be able to switch to iPhones by having the ability to switch their data from their Android phone to their iPhone. Kind of like how with Samsung's Smart Switch app, you basically take your iPhone, plug it up, and then the Samsung Smart Switch program basically takes the data that's from your iPhone, puts it in a file, and then you basically restore it back on into your Samsung Galaxy device, and that's pretty much how it works. Alright, but it's not out yet, like I said, and it may come around the same time as the new iPhones and iOS 9, but we don't know if it's the exact date or not. So that's pretty much my recap for this event right here. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment. Also check the description below for my social media links, Twitter and Instagram. I will see you in the next one. Take care.